Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So welcome to our brand new Gita Gyan program. So I'm so happy to see all of you here today. I'd like to welcome Sadguna Mataji, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Charna Lakshmi Mataji, Tineshwari, Rusan Mataji, Vivan, Lingam Prabhu, Sheila, Logeswari, and Angel. Okay, so welcome for today's program. So as you know that this Gita Gyan is an ongoing program. Gita Gyan. So what is first of all, what is Gita Gyan? Gita Gyan means it is a summary of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So the Bhagavad Gita, that means we're going to discuss on the summary. Every day we're going to summarize every chapter. So what we're going to give you the essence, what you're supposed to understand. This is a systematic learning of Bhagavad Gita. So after we finish our summary, of course, as you see, that we will not follow the sequence. That means first we speak on verse 1, then after that we jump to verse 5, verse 7, verse 9, and all this, just to give you the summary of that particular chapter. Okay. So what you're expected to do is, after you finish that every chapter, you are expected to go and read. Okay. So when you read that chapter, that's when you'll start to appreciate and start to understand the chapter better. Okay. So anyway, my name is Padita Tarna Jagannath Das, and I'm from Ipoh, Malaysia. So I've been doing this program since 2021. So 2021, February 1st, they started this program. After the lockdown, we have seen that so many people underwent so much of distress. There's lots of problem, especially stress, domestic violence, or a lot of things, right? People become so frustrated. The suicidal rate went up. The fear of contracting COVID-19 is also very high. So people were in severe stress. Okay, severe stress. So as you all know, you all have passed through that era. It is just like a total lockdown. It's just like a war. All right. Anytime that you can go out, a sniper will shoot you or something like that. Right? So anytime we don't know how the COVID going to hit a person. At that time, the program was introduced. And so ever since then, I've done this program and I've trained, I think roughly around approximately 1,000 students, right? Yeah, should be around there, around 500 one. I can't recall. I've done around 6, 7, what they call classes. Each classes we have something like 5. Okay, roughly around 500. Okay, and I have seen a huge transformation happening. A huge transformation happening. So this Gita Gyan program is a systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. And this program is going to be presented to you in a very scientific way. Logic and scientific. It is not going to be a sentimental way of life. As we see that everybody says when it comes to religion means it is sentimental, right? Sentimentally attached to way of life, sentimentally attached to this thing. The God is this, God is that. So there's so much of sentimentality of in every religious process. Okay. And everyone says that Sanatan Dharma, it is something like a fairy tale mythology. Okay. And what they call it doesn't make sense. So here in these 18 days that we're going to go along, we're going to go on. So please, I humbly request everyone not to miss any class. Okay, of course, I will be sharing that recording that I'll be uploading to YouTube. But it is nothing like having a real life experience. Okay, real life conversation, communication, and all this. Okay, so this session is going to be presented to you in a very scientific way. What is science? That means it has to be evidence-based. It has to make sense, logic. Okay, and so that means there should be an experiment and there should be a result. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is actually, when you really look at it, is a book of science, scientific book. Okay, when we talk about, so here what we're going to learn is in this Bhagavad Gita is, first of all, who am I? That is the first question that every individual should ask. Who am I? what am I? Why am I here? Okay. And the most important question we should ask is why I am suffering. Okay. Everybody says that we are son of God, right? God is there. God is merciful. God is loving. God provides everything. But the problem is, why am I suffering? Is there anything missing in my life? Is there any missing link? Is there something that I supposed to know that I didn't know? Right? Am I in ignorance? So all these questions we should ask, right? Why my loved ones, right? Once upon a time, they never existed. Then suddenly they existed. Then they sustain for some time. Then after that, they disappear. Why all these things happening? Why death is happening? When death happened, what is that something very precious left the body until the body become useless? Right? Within one day, or Chinese, they keep it for 5 days. But within the day, you have to discard the body. We cannot say, oh, this is my beloved. No, I want to keep them. I want to preserve them, keep them in my house. Nobody will do that. Immediately, like the Muslims, after that, until the next prayer, they will bury the body. There's so much of precious thing, body, we have to discard. Why these things happening? Why death is happening? Okay, it's not fair sometimes. All right, because when you talk about people who are old and these things, okay, but sometimes we see people who are very young. Okay, why there's conflict around the world? Okay, why there's conflict? Okay, why there's conflict is happening around the world? Why people are fighting? All right, is there that we can't find peace in this world? So, what is this world is all about? This world is called Prakriti. Prakriti means nature. So, what is this nature is all about? So, when there is something dwelling, there should be a controller. And who is that controller? Okay, and how is he controlling? And what is that attribute of his controlling? Okay, now who am I? Okay, I'm living in this body, but I can't live long. Okay, just like how once upon a time I had a body of a child, then eventually I had a body of toddler, then child, then a youth, then then my bodies keep changing. I become a young man. Then after that I go to middle age. Then after they become old men. Then after that the body dwindles and I die. Okay, there's 4 things that we are all going through in life: birth and death. Okay, birth and death. Okay, that's fair enough. When you're born, you die. Okay, fair enough. But in between, there's something too that we are all very frustrated about. That is old age and disease. Why am I getting old? Why am I getting disease? Why all these things? So all that questions, when you ask, that shows that you are looking for self-realization. Okay, self-realization means you are identifying yourself. You start to understand yourself. Okay, that means all the while I start to understand things externally. I start to understand the health. I start to understand emotion when I get married to my wife, or you get married to your husband, the emotion. And you start to understand the child's emotion. You start to understand the environment. Okay, because after some time you can see one look at the sky, you say, it's going to rain or not going to rain. All right, if you go to typing, they can predict, they do betting. At this particular minute and this hour, the rain will drop. And they bet. That means they experience. That means we are all so interested. What is the political party? Or how the prime minister is acting? How the minister? We are only seeing things externally. But Bhagavad Gita is guiding you to know thyself. In Bible, it says the first thing is know thyself. You must know who you are. All right. You must understand who you are, what you are, what is your mission. Okay. Is there life after death? Okay, is that death is the ultimate end? Okay, is there any other opportunities? Okay, and then after that we start to understand our body. Okay, who am I? Example, when you really look at it, just go to the mirror and look at yourself. The way that you looked, the way that you look, no one looked like you in the past, and no one is going to look like you in the future. You are authentic. The thumbprint that you had, no one had it before, no one going to have it in the future. All right. The way you think, the way you talk, like my father-in-law is identical twins. They look so much alike, but there'll be still a difference. Okay. That's one, they have a difference in their voice, the way they stand and the way but other than that, they look so much alike. Okay. So that means everybody is not alike and everybody is unique. And the way that you look, your thumbprint, your corneograph, and your way, your DNA, RNA, whatever is so authentic. No one had it before. No one going to have it in the future. It is once and for all in this entire creation. It is yours. So what is that thing which is so perfectly dwelling? What is this nature which is so perfect? So that means, in other words, God has paid attention, is paying attention on you. So God is paying attention on you. He created you in such a unique way. All right. So now, where is that God? If someone is paying attention to you, means that person is somewhere, he should be with you, right? But the problem is I can't see him. Where is he? Is he there? Is he here? Is he there? We are all going around looking for that. So where is he? Also explained very nicely in Bhagavad Gita. Where actually God resides, you'll be surprised. He is just right an inch beside you. How? Will be revealed in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Then every one of us are looking for happiness. Every one of us wants pleasure. Okay. How do the pleasure, pain and pleasure comes? All right. For instance, I do not need to pray for during that hot sun. If it's during that summer hot season, I do not need to pray for rain. The rain will come eventually. When the rain comes, like now is a cold season, everybody's feeling cold. Sometimes we just wonder, we just like to enjoy the morning sun. Then after that, everything becomes cold. Okay. So when is that sun going to rise? We do not need to ask. The sun and the heat and the cold will just pass. The sun will rise and the sun will set. The heat will come, the cold will rest. And the cold will come, the heat will rest. Somehow or other, it's keep passing without even asking. Similarly, the happiness and distress will just pass by just like that. You do not need to ask, oh God, give me happiness. It will come. After you're happy, don't think you're then the distress will come. Why all these things happening? Okay. So what is the what is the nature? What is that mode of nature? Okay. All these things will be explained very nicely in Bhagavad Gita. All right. And of course, so it's all going to be present to you in a very scientific way. And today we're going to start chapter 1. So, so I humbly request everyone, do not skip the class. Then, if you think you have any of your friends who have just signed up in that group and not yet joined the class, please do encourage them to join the class. If you think anybody else want to come, you can also add them in. Okay, because this Bhagavad Gita is going to be a life transformation program. It is beyond motivation. It is beyond any kind of material perception. You will never believe it. Like I've shared with you some testimonies from all our previous sessions. There's a huge these things happening. Especially, it's going to be a great antidote to those who think of committing suicide. Okay, I've been working with so many people who are thought of committing suicide, and this Bhagavad Gita is going to be the fantastic solution for them. If you know anyone who was so depressed, thought of suicidal, they should be the person who come and join this session. Please encourage them. Okay. So with that short summary, so let's do our invocation. So invocation means a prayer that we want to invoke auspiciousness. Before we do something, we'll start with a small kind of prayer. And this invocation prayer means that we are offering our gratitude. Okay, because every human being must be able to give gratitude. Okay, so we are offering our gratitude to our spiritual preceptor. Okay, spiritual preceptors, spiritual masters, and all that entire acharyas from all that acharya in the parampara. So we're going to offer our gratitude to them. And after that gratitude, we start the session. Okay, so with that, let's start this thing. So first gratitude is, I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. So the mantra goes like this. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai Sri Guruve namaha. Second, when will Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within the material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, giving me the shelter at his lotus feet? Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and to all other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Advaita Acharya, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Visakha. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swami Dinamini Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kada Damadaya Nagaragramatarini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chedestarine. The previous mantra was I'm offering my obeisances unto my spiritual master who have enlightened me in this path. And second, I'm also offering my respectful obeisances unto Srila Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He brought this message of Bhagavad Gita to the Western world and translated it into English. And now it's been translated into all 70 languages around the world. And this is the best-selling Bhagavad Gita around the world. There's more than 500 million, 500,000, almost 1 million sets of Bhagavad Gita was sold worldwide up to date from 1972. All right. And this book has been such a great literature, and Srila Prabhupada translated and what they call translated and presented in such a way that anyone, okay, from a student up to a scientist, from the politicians up to the spiritualists, everyone benefited from this particular Bhagavad Gita. Example, like lately in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, all right, the guy, there's a scientist who sent what they call the thing to the Mars, okay, the satellite to the Mars, the first to do in the world. He said he's inspired by Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so like that, the Bhagavad Gita inspires everyone. Okay, so Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Hari Om Tat Sat. All right, so okay, so let's start the session here. Oops, wrong one. You all can see this? Everybody can see the slide, right? Hare Krishna, anybody home? You all can see the slide?
Clear, bro.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now ISKCON Malaysia proudly presents Gita Gyan. So let's look at this, the verse from Vaishnava Tantra Sara 22. It says, Devaki Nandana Krishno Gita Pate Natushyati Yata Veder. Just give me a second. Okay. Devaki Nandana Krishno Gita Pate Natushyati Yata Ne Vede Danena Yakna Tirtha Vratadibihi. It says, the son of Devaki, who is the supreme personality of God, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas. That means while we study a lot of Vedas and everything, you cannot satisfy the Lord. Or also by giving charity, doing big sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows. Okay, as much as he's satisfied by devotional recitation of the Gita. So when we start to recite Bhagavad Gita with so much of devotion, you simply please the Lord. Okay, let's take darshan from this Lord, Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. All right, so first we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He sacrificed himself at the age of 70. He left India to America, and he went to America and he went and introduced this Bhakti cult. Okay, the way of life that that satisfies the Lord and also satisfy the oneself. He translated many books, especially Bhagavad Gita, into English. And today, as I said, that this book has been as a reference book. Even when you go to this Harvard and Oxford, in that faculty of Indology, okay, the Indian studies, okay, in the faculty of Indian studies, the Bhagavad Gita, as it is by Srila Prabhupada, is the, what do you call, it is the standard textbook. Okay, it's a standard textbook for their thing, okay. And also, okay, this program is also inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is a governing body commission and also spiritual master. He is also my spiritual master. And I also dedicate this program to His Grace Annadi Jagannath Prabhu, late Annadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bangalore ISKCON Shishadipuram. He is the creator and the brainchild of the essence of Gita program worldwide. Because of his blessings, I start to see a huge transformation is happening. Now, this program has been a great success in Indian continent, especially the southern India. And of course, it's also spreading. It's also start to gain popularity in Myanmar. And there's a previous I think last or two programs before, there was a participant from Trinidad Tobago. Okay, his name is Prahlad Pang. So he came. Now he have already started this program even in Trinidad Tobago, in between of South America and North America. In between, there's an island. It's an island nation. So now it's becoming a huge popular. I mean, it's become very, very popular in all these places. So we dedicate this program to His grace. So just to short introduction about myself. My name is Padita Tarana Jagannath Das. So my job, I'm a motivator and a speaker. I'm also doing counseling for people who are deciding like committing suicide, those who are diseased, those who are frustrated and all these things. So all that things, motivational, all these things based on Bhagavad Gita. That's why I'm saying I have seen so much of transformation through the Bhagavad Gita. I'm also a Forex trainer, and also business strategist, mind science trainer, founder of Mastermind Coaching. And I have 31 years experience with Hare Krishna movement. Okay, I joined this Hare Krishna at the age of 15 in the year 1993. All right. So ever since then, I have seen like a lot of things start to change. All right. Just bear with me for 18 days, stay with me for 18 days, and you start to feel the transformation happening in your own life. Okay. To contact me, of course, you have my number in the WhatsApp group. If you want to mail me, my email is j.punithan@icloud.com. All right. So before we start our prayer, our class, we always like to read the Gita Mahatmya, or in Tamil we call Gita Magime. The Gita Mahatmya was written by Adi Shankara. Okay, Jagat Guru Adi Shankara. He compiled the Gita Mahatmya. So before we start, we always start to read the Gita Mahatmya just to convince ourselves how fortunate are we to be here and to study Bhagavad Gita. As you go on in chapter 11, 12, 13, after when you go to 18, you will start to realize, you are supposed to be the most fortunate one to be here to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let's look at this Mahatmya 1. Gita Shastram. Gita means Bhagavad Gita. Shastra means book. idam punyam ya patet prayata puman Vishnu padam avapnoti baya shokadi varjita. Baya means what? Bayam, fear. Shokadi, shoga means what? Sogam, right? Is a lamentation. Okay, varjita, removed. So it says here, one who with regulated mind recites with devotion this Bhagavad Gita scripture, okay, Gita Sastram, which is the bestower of all virtue. That means it blesses you with all virtue, will attain to a holy abode such as Vaikunta. So what is Vaikunta means? Okay, it's a residence of Lord Vishnu, which is always free from mundane qualities. All right, the place Vaikunta, Vai means is a place where there's no mundane qualities. It's a place of happiness, right? Which is always free from mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation. So this is the two factors that we're going to study very detailed in Bhagavad Gita, fear and lamentation. So we must understand being fearful and lamenting. In Tamil, what is called lamentation? Polambaradhu. Polambikite irukkuradhu. Ayyo, adu pocha, idu pochene. So the polambaradhu. So this fear and lamentation are considered are the mundane qualities. Okay. So it's not a good quality. So this is the thing that we're going to discuss as we go on in Bhagavad Gita. So now the thing is, why Bhagavad Gita as it is? There are so many versions of Bhagavad Gita out there. All right. There's so many versions and so many commentaries. But why Bhagavad Gita as it is? By Srila Prabhupada. Because this Bhagavad Gita is from original version from time immemorial. All right. So everything and the message and everything come from the parampara system. All right. Parampara means it's a guru disciple lineage. So that means, say like for instance, you had your father, your great grandfather, and your great grandfather son is your grandfather, and your grandfather's son is your father, and you are the father of your son, and your son is from you. That means it's called parampara. It's called lineage. Similarly, so the Bhagavad Gita as it is I mean, this message is come from lineage. It is not something that started halfway. It is not through some kind of mental concoction or some kind of speculation. It comes under the guru-disciple way of lineage. All right. So in Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam emang rajar shayo viduhu. So the Bhagavad Gita is received through this disciplic succession. So what is the disciplic succession? You can read it here. First start from Krishna. Krishna initiates Brahma, the Lord Brahma. Brahma's disciple is Narada. Narada Muni's disciple is Vyasadev. Vyasadev's disciple is Madhva. Madhva's disciple is Padmanabha, Narahari, Madhava. So it comes Aksobja, Jayatirtha, Jnana Sindhu, Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Brahmanya Tirtha, Vyasati, Lakshmi Padi, Madhav. Like that, you go down. So you come to Raghunath, Sri Jiva Goswami, Narottam Das, okay? Then you come to Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddha Saraswati, and A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So the A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. That means he comes under the Parampara system. And his disciple is my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, and I am the disciple of Jayapataka Swami. So all this comes under the Parampara system. So that means all the things, messages that we see. So it's very important. It's very important that we should accept any knowledge through the Parampara system. It is not through any kind of mental speculation. Okay. So now let's look at this chapter 1, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So let's see what's happening. Chapter 1. All right. So in chapter 1, we talk about setting the scene. This is from Mahabharata. So this Bhagavad Gita, it's one of the chapter in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva. Okay, Bhishma Parva. So that means there's a chapter. So when you look at Mahabharata, it's a great history. Mahabharata, the great Bharat. Okay, so the Mahabharata, the great Bharat, is a history. It's speaking from the day that Bhishma was born until the Bhishma left the body. So in that story, in between, what happened? Vyasadeva, when he was compiling this Mahabharata, in between, he have put in this, what they call, Bhishma Parva, that is Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, there's total of 700 verses. All right. So who spoke Bhagavad Gita? By Lord Krishna, and he spoke it and he said it to Arjuna. Krishna to Arjuna. So when it happened approximately 5,000 years before. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's around 5,000 years before, where on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay. So total of verses, there's total of 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. And Dhritarashtra means, okay, is actually, okay, later I'll explain who's Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra spoke once. Sanjaya spoke 41. Arjuna spoke 84 verses. And Krishna spoke 574 verses. And within that 574 verses, Krishna summarized the entire Vedas. So what is that entire Vedas? We will also discuss as we go on in Bhagavad Gita, this Gita Gyan program. Okay. So now there are two parties here, Kaurava and Pandava. So Kaurava party led by Duryodhana and Pandava party led by Arjuna. Right. So there's two sides. So the size of Kaurava army is 11 Akshoni. Okay. Is 11 Akshoni. And the size of Pandava army is 7 Akshoni. Okay. What does Akshoni means? Akshoni is actually Vedic calculation. So one Akshoni, it means it has 21,870 chariots. They have 21,870 elephants. And there is 65,610 horses, horse infantry, 109,350 infantry, the foot soldiers. So the total of 218,700 humans, soldiers. All right. So the ratio comes 1:1:3:5. 1 chariot and 1 elephant, 3 horse and 5 human foot soldiers. So that means when you calculate all these, just imagine. So that means 218,000 times 11. And 218,000, that means they have millions of people are sitting there and both sides are preparing to fight. Okay. So, so at this place, what happened? Okay. Let's calculate. I had the calculation, but I don't know why it's not here. So that means, in other words, 11 Akshoni times 218,700. So that means on Kaurava side was 2,400,000 soldiers, and Pandava side is 218,700. 1.53 million soldiers. And imagine 21,870 elephants. Imagine all these things. Okay. So when you see that end of the war, everyone died. Everyone is killed. Okay. Anyway, so this is considered the biggest civil war in the history. Okay. And why they choose Kurukshetra and all these things we'll discuss as we go on. All right. Now let's look at this 1.1. Okay. Before we start, is there any questions? Anybody who have any questions to ask? Anybody got anything to ask before we start? Good. Good. Okay. Now let me teach you some pronunciation method. Okay. How are we going to pronounce? Of course, you are not listening, but since you're doing it, why not? You also learn about it, how to pronounce. All right. For instance, you see the word here. Can you see the word R at the dot at the bottom? When you see the R dot at the bottom, we're going to pronounce R. This is the only word that you can find in Sanskrit and not in any other scripture. All right. When you look at Tamil, if you see R at the dot, they pronounce a Ru. Ru. All right. So they say Krishna, Dhritarashtra. So, but when you see R at the bottom, we're going to say like a Vrum. No, Vrum. Okay, let me see. So that means you have to vibrate the tip of your tongue. So Dritaras. Okay, dr. All right. That means r. Okay. Now the second word, you see the word A. Okay, A with the dash on top. So A with the dash on top. Okay, example like this, another thing. Okay, A at the dash on top. Okay, when you see the A with the dash on top, okay, like this is another A with the dash on top. Okay, okay, A the dash on top. So what does it mean? So when you see the A with the dash on top, you pull the raga. So for instance, when you look at this A, which has no dash. So we're going to pronounce A. This is A. Okay, this is A, and this is are. Are you all following me? So dharma, this is dartarastra, uvacha. Okay, see va a at the dot. So how are you going to pronounce this? Uvacha, a small sound a. All right, uvacha, dharma. See dharma, kshetri, kuru kshetri, samaveta, yuyut savaha sa va. All right, this is okay. Now let's look at next one. The next one is this. Okay, whenever you see the word e, or you see the word okay, it's not here. Okay, the word e, or another word is we call o. Okay, e and o. Okay, whenever you see e and o, okay, e and o, we do not need to put any kind of dash. But understood, E and O, automatically you pull the raga. Kshetre. Okay. O means you just pull the raga. O, right? Roma Hansa, something like that. Okay. Are you all following me on this? So in other words, A, you need to put a dash to point a long raga or short raga. But E do not. E and O do not need to do that. Automatically, you pull the raga. All right. You yut savaha. See, samaveta. See, there's a E here. Okay, when you see the word E here. Okay. So we do not need to put any kind of example. Samaveta, you yut savaha. Mamaka pandavaschaiva. Kim akurvata sanyaya. Okay, so far so good? Okay, now let's look at the S here. This is quite interesting. The S has few types of S. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I put a green color. So now you see. Okay, so now you see there's a S like this. Okay, now, okay, I just remove all the thinking. Okay, now you see. Okay, there's a S with a dot at the bottom. Now you also see there's a S without any kind of dots. Okay, and you see there's a S with apostrophe. Are you all following me on this? Can you see three types of S?
Yes,
Okay,
brother.
because
Yes.
I can't see anybody, I just when you see
Yes.
yes, okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
right. Okay, thank you. So when you see S, okay, now we just look at the S without anything. All right, just S without anything, just a normal S. We're going to pronounce as S, Selangor. All right, summer. Okay, Saya. Okay, or what they call Slovenia. S, just normal S. That means when there's no dot or what, we just pronounce as S. Okay, when you see this S here, okay, when you see this S here, which is comes with apostrophe. Okay, this S comes with apostrophe. So how we can understand this S with apostrophe? We pronounce as SH, sha. Okay, like shampoo. Are you all following me on this? All right. So the S with apostrophe, we're going to pronounce as shampoo. Okay, I just give you an example here. Okay, this one we're going to pronounce like, okay, SH. Okay, like in shampoo. Okay, so this is we're going to pronounce as SH, sha. So pandavash, SH. Okay, now when you look at this S here, this S, all right, this comes with a dot at the bottom. So when you see there's a S with a dot at the bottom, how are we going to pronounce? You're going to roll your tongue, and put it on your, what flanks? What do you call that? On top of what? Phalanx. What is the word they use? I forgot the word. In Malay, we call awan.
Palette.
Palette. You cross your tongue, you cross your tongue, put it on the palate, and go to pronounce sha. Sha. Okay. First, this is called sa, sha, sha. Okay. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. You got a rough idea, but of course, as we're going to read and everything, we're going to go on, you'll understand eventually. So this is called sha, this is sa, and this is sha, like shampoo. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's look at this word. Okay. What happened when there's a ending with H dot at the bottom? Okay. Example, like this, H dot in the bottom. Okay. So whenever you see there's a H dot, that means this is not the end, because after the H dot, there is a silent A at the back. Example, say like, for instance, okay, I'll give you some example here. All right. E, H. Okay. The second example is A, H. O, H. He. I, okay. This one is quite rare, but I just give you example, IH. All right. So now, what you see here, okay. All right. So when you see there's a dot here at the bottom, okay, when you see there's a dot like this, so what does that mean? That means there is a, if you see EH, so there is a E, H, and there's a silent E at the back. Okay. When you look at AH, A, H, there's a silent A at the back. All right. You see OH, there's a silent O at the back. And there's a silent IH, there's a silent I at the back. All right. So what does that mean? Example. Now let me show you example. So like you use sava. Okay, there's no. So when there's a at the front, okay, when there's a at the front, okay, okay, when you see there's a in the front, okay, when you see there's a, okay, like for instance, you use sava, okay, AH. So there's a silent A at the back. So how are we going to pronounce? We're going to pronounce like this. So there's a silent. That means how are we going to? Samaveta yuyut savaha. But we are not going to pronounce the word A very clearly. But it's just like a sound coming out from the mouth. Samaveta yuyut savaha. All right. Mamaka. Can you see or not? Mamaka. Mamakaha. See, Mamakaha. Pandavaschaiva. Kim akurvata sanjaya. Okay. So what happened if there's a E? So example, you use sevehe, ehe. All right. Oho, ihi. Okay. You just follow the first letter. When you see the H, there is a silent E, silent. So ihi, aha, oho, ihi. All right. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. Okay. All right. Why no sound? Okay. Then another one is T at the bottom. The same thing. I mean, what they call? Roll your tongue. Tra. Tra, tra. Okay. Tra. Ta. So this is ta, ta. Okay. And this is da. Da, da. That means you press the word da. Pandava. Okay. Okay. What happened? You see the end, there's a line like this. Okay. See, there's always, sometimes you can see there's two lines. One is like this. Another one is like this. Okay. Wait, My drawing is getting bad. Okay. Another one is like this. Okay, you see the word here? All right. What does that mean? So if you see, usually it happens usually on the end. So how are we going to pronounce here? Sanyaya, nya. All right, we're going to pronounce nya. Sanjayan, sanyaya. So kim akur vata sanyaya. Okay, nya. All right. So I don't want to confuse you further. So, but as we go on, we will also teach you. Okay, the last word I want to tell you is M. All right. When there's a M, there's a dot on top of the M. We're going to pronounce it like This sounds like I N G. Okay. So this sounds like when there's a M, we're going to pronounce like Okay. So of course, as we go on, I will also tell you how to pronounce the word properly. All right. This is just for example, but actually it doesn't matter. Okay. Now let's look at chapter 1, text 1. Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra vacha dharmashetre kurushetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kim akurvata sanyaya. Okay, now, so the first verse only Dhritarashtra spoke. Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assemble in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" So now it's the starting of the Bhagavad Gita. So now, okay. Okay. Now when you see, now there's a two character here. All right. So now, okay. Now, when you look at this, Dhritarashtra, the Dhritarashtra here is a blind king. Okay. So what happened? There were what they call, he's supposed to inherit the kingdom. So being the elder, he's supposed to inherit the kingdom. Okay. So what the kingdom is called? The kingdom of Kaurava. It's called Kaurava dynasty. Okay, Kaurava. So he's supposed to be the king. But the problem is he born with being a blind person. When he born blind, he doesn't fit to be the king. So the kingdom was given to his younger brother called Pandu. Okay, are you all following me on this? You can just put a thumbs up or what? You can, if you follow. So then what happened? Okay, great. So he went and because he's blind, his kingdom was passed to his younger brother. His younger brother's name is Pandu. Okay. The problem with Pandu is very sickly person. The name Pandu means the one who are pale. He always look pale. Even though he's such a great warrior, his younger brother, but he's pale. He's always sickly person. So one day, while the children of Pandu, that means he misses the kingdom. He didn't get the kingdom. He passed to his younger brother. But the thing is, yes, Angel?
So to answer me, who is the blind person here?
The elder brother, Dhritarashtra, is a blind person.
Is the blind person. So Pandu is the pale person.
Sorry?
Pandu is the pale person.
The younger brother is a pale person.
The name of the younger brother is?
Pandu.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Pandu means pale. In other words, Pandu means pale. So that means he's the... So what happened? First, he's supposed to inherit the kingdom. Okay. First, he's supposed to inherit the kingdom. Okay, this person is supposed to inherit the kingdom. But because he's not fit, because he's a blind person, the blind cannot be the king. All right. When he's supposed to inherit the kingdom, he couldn't handle the thing. So the thing passed to his younger brother. So his younger brother is Pandu. But Pandu died when the children are still young. Okay, when the children are still young. Because the children are young, what happened? The grandfather Bhishma, okay, there's another preceptor in their family, the elder in the family called Bhishma Dev. What happened? He passed the kingdom back to his elder brother, Dhritarashtra, as a caretaker king. He said, now the kingdom of Kaurava will be given back to you with condition that once the sons of Pandu, the boys, once they grow up, you have to go pass back the kingdom back to the younger brother, to the son, to Dhritra, I mean, to what they call Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is the eldest son of Pandu. I hope you all following me on this. He's the eldest son of the Pandu. So what happened? This Dhritarashtra is a very cunning person. All right. He started to see that his own son, Duryodhana, are very able, very clever, very intelligent. So tactfully, he passed that kingdom to his son Duryodhana. Okay. He created a situation, a gambling situation, whereby all the Pandavas were exiled to the forest, to the forest. He chased them out for the period of 14 years. And he, because it's good enough. Such a years of time when they are out, they are on exile. So Duryodhana can prove himself right. Then after that exile, then he tactfully passed the kingdom back to Duryodhana. After he passed the kingdom to Duryodhana, after the 14 years, after that they came back. They said they demand for their kingdom back. Give back my kingdom. Because it's the nature of Kshatriya. Kshatriya means warrior, to rule. The warrior cannot become a businessman. A warrior cannot go to the kitchen and start cooking. The warrior nature is to protect. All right? They are very chivalry. They are very brave. So at that time, what happened? They came back. They asked, and Dhritarashtra said cannot. So the son Duryodhana says, I'm not going to give you a pin drop of land. So after all that negotiation and everything, they have no choice. Now the war has to be declared. And in that war, they have to declare the war to gain back their kingdom. So being a blind king, he is sitting in the kingdom and he's wondering what is happening in the warfare. Okay. And the second character here is Sanjaya. The person that sits here is Sanjaya. Sanjaya is the disciple of Vyasadeva. And he has a mystic power whereby he could just visualize exactly what is happening in that battlefield and he's telling him the story. So Sanjaya is informing Dhritarashtra what is happening. Okay. So that's why I said, so Dhritarashtra said, oh Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu, that means his sons is Duryodhana and the brothers, and the sons of Pandu, that is the Pancha Pandava, that means what they call, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nagula, Sahadeva, all the 5 boys. All right, they assemble in the place of pilgrimage. So he is always worried about place of pilgrimage. Dharma Kshetri. Dharma means is a holy place. Kshetri means place. Okay, the holy place which is called Kurukshetri. So Dharma Kshetri, Kurukshetri. So that means they assemble in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight. What did they do? Because he's always worried. He knows the sons of his sons are quite cunning. And the sons of Pandu, his younger brother, his nephew, are very pious. So he has so much of worry in his heart. Even that place of pilgrimage going to be on may benefit the Pandavas. All right. With all so much of worry and so much of anxiety, he asked that question to his secretary, Sanjaya. Okay. Now, so of course, now see from 1, we are jumping to 15. In between, I hope that you all study. All right. Now, 1:15. What happened? Nya. All right. Panchajanyang. Okay. This is the M that I said just now. When there's an M dot, we're going to pronounce ing. So, Panchajanyang Hrishikesho Deva Dattang Dhananjaya Poundram Datmau Mahashankang Bhima Karma Vrkodara. See, there's a O here means we can automatically pull the raga. So Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. So Lord Krishna got a conch shell which is called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his Devadatta, the name of the conch shell, the Sangha. And Bhima, the voracious eater. Bhima means voracious eater means Bhima eats a lot. Okay. But at the same time, he also performed a Herculean task. He's such a strong person. Blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra. All right. Now 21 to 22. Now, this is very interesting. So now, Okay, Arjuna Vacha. Senayor Ubayor Madhye. Say Senayor Ubayor Madhye. You can pull the raga, right? Arjuna Vacha. Okay, Vacha means said. Arjuna said. Senayor Ubayor Madhye. Ratang Stapaye Me Chuta. Yavat Eta Nirikshehang. Yodu Kaman Avastitan. Kairmaya Sahayodavyam. Asmin Rana Samudyame. So Senayor Ubayor Madhye. So bring the thing in between, Madhya, middle. All right. Radham. Radham means the chariot. So Arjuna said, "O infallible one," he's addressing to who? Addressing to Krishna. So he says, "Please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in the great trial of arms." So now let's look at this Senayor Ubayor Madhye. That means he said, "O infallible one, Krishna." So now, why did Krishna came into the picture? Krishna and Balaram decided not to engage in this war. Okay, Krishna favors the Pandavas, and Duryodhana, there's Balaram favors the Kauravas. But what did Balaram did? He said, "I'm not going to get involved in the war." He went on pilgrimage. He just left the place. He went off. He cannot see his family members all fighting. He just left. But Arjuna, Krishna was sleeping. Right? So that time, and they know that Krishna also not going to get involved in a war. He's not going to fight. So early in the morning, while Krishna is sleeping, Duryodhana wanted to go and see him. He wanted to go and see him, all right, to ask which side is he going to be. They're taking turns. They're taking, okay, you're going to be whose side. So while Krishna was sleeping, Duryodhana went and sat on his head, on the side of his head. Okay. Then Arjuna came in. Arjuna saw Duryodhana was there. He came in and straightway touched the lotus feet of Krishna. He started to touch the feet of Krishna. And Krishna got up. And the first thing Krishna saw was Arjuna. When he just got up, hey, Arjuna. Okay. Then what happened? Then he says, before he could say, Duryodhana say, hey, I came first, I came first. Then he turned back. He said, oh, Duryodhana at the back. Yes, Duryodhana, what can I do for you? Oh, I came first, Then Krishna said, Krishna said, but I see Arjuna first. You came first, but you had my head. But I saw Arjuna first, so therefore I want to ask Arjuna. So what have we decided? Because Krishna gave an offer, whether you want him or you want his soldiers. Krishna was a king and he had his own soldiers. So he asked, which one you want? So when Arjuna saw Krishna, Arjuna said, Krishna, I want you. And Duryodhana was so happy and excited. He was thinking in his heart, how crazy this fellow is. You should have taken his soldiers. What for you want this fellow? He's not only, you have taken a vow not to fight. You have taken a vow not to do anything. But what is the point you want to have him for? All right. So that's it. Then he says, okay. Then Duryodhana, I want your soldiers. Okay, you take my soldiers and I will follow Arjuna to become his advisor. So now what happened? So after all the setting the scene, so what did Arjuna say? Oh, infallible one. That means addressing Krishna. Please draw my chariot. Saying, okay, Radham Stapaye Me Chuta. So please bring my chariot in between. So there's if you can see on the photo, there's two sides. There's an ocean of human being and the both side party. And Arjuna is standing. Arjuna said, bring the chariot in the middle. I want to see. I have to fight with who? Who are the people that I need to fight with? I want to see. Okay. Who desire to fight and with whom I must contend this great trial. Okay. With whom I must contend. What does that mean? In those days, king will fight with the king. The general will fight with the general. Correct? The foot soldier will fight with the foot soldier. The elephant infantry will fight with another elephant infantry. All right? Not like nowadays. Nowadays, the warrior chivalry is you hide somewhere far away, you take the gun and shoot as a sniper, and they call you a warrior. All right? In Kali Yuga, or at this current stage of this modernization, is actually degradation. So at this place, the bravery is how sharp you can shoot by hiding. But those days are not like that. They fight face to face. Okay. So that means being a general, Arjuna, he want to fight with another general. So he said, I want to see who are the person there in fighting, with whom I should fight. We want to get the glimpse. And you know what Arjuna do? Krishna will tactfully bring the chariot straight away in between right? You bring the chariot and park the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Dronacharya. Who are these Bhishma and Drona? We will study. So you say, but only if you go and put the chariot right in front of Karna and Duryodhana and Karna, he should be very angry. But Krishna purposely brought the chariot, put right in front of Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya. So when you start to see Bhishma, okay, who is Bhishma? Bhishma is the grandfather. Okay, Bhishma is the grandfather. When they become orphan at a very young age, after the father died, Bhishma, the grandfather, is the one who took care of these 5 boys, like his own children. He protected them, and even protected their mother Kunti Devi. Right? They even protected the mother. So for them, Bhishma is everything. The grandfather Bhishma is everything for them. And secondly, the Dronacharya. So when the Dronacharya is their guru who taught them the art of fight. Then after that, when you start to see these both of the people standing right in front of them, that's when the what they call what is the word? The reality kicked in. The reality kicked in. He got a shock. Oh my God, my grandfather, my guru. Then after that, he start to look around. Oh my God, my cousins, my friends, my childhood friends, my nephews, right? My uncles, my mama, Kampuchea, the king of Cambodia, Kampuchea, is actually his favorite uncle of Arjuna. My mama, everybody's there. Oh my, and that's when the things start to kick in. And after that, Arjuna became so overwhelmed. Arjuna became so much in stress. Arjuna started to go into a severe psychological condition. He was shocked, right? He was thinking in his mind, do I really need to fight with these people? The people that I love with all my life, and they are standing there to fight. When you start to see all these things, especially his grandfather and the teacher. Grandfather is Bhishma Dev. The teacher is Dronacharya, Drona. When then Arjuna started to show some symptoms. What he started to show? He said, the limbs of my body are quivering. That means the limbs. Sometimes you see that, or they call tudikiradu, right? Sometimes the eyes quivering, eyes, your limb, the hand, leg, will be quivering. Not shivering, quivering. Then after that, my mouth is drying up. His mouth is drying up. Then whole body is trembling, trembling. Then hair standing on the end, having goosebump. Then my Gandiva bow is slipping from my hand. The Gandiva bow will never slip from, the Gandiva is actually the bow and arrow. So Arjuna's bow is called Gandiva. Nobody can ask that Gandiva, nobody can say, Arjuna, why not put the Gandiva down? Nobody dares to say that. Right? It's the bow because a warrior, just like a person who having a gun, imagine the gun fall off from the pocket. What will happen? Have you seen any policeman drop their gun? You can't see that because their pride, and it's also dangerous, right? So now he says, the Gandiva bow is slipping from my hand and my skin is burning. I'm unable to stand here any longer. He couldn't stand any longer. I'm forgetting myself. My mind is reeling, right? It's getting confusing. Right? It's like going to faint. I see only misfortune. All right? Anyone of you have experienced this before? Sometimes you see that whenever you hear some bad news or you hear something like that, what will happen? You feel the body will be quivering, right? Whenever you hear something very bad, your mouth is drying up, right? The whole body tremble, okay? Like for instance, that day, my friend was telling, he was driving. Suddenly, he was at the parking lot, actually. He was having a child with him. The child immediately stepped on the horn. He was holding the child in the car. Suddenly, the child just kicked the horn and like that. And I think in front there's, I think it's a thug or something like that. Suddenly, they just got up, they come, just opened the door and said, get out. Why did you honk? That road bullies. He said, no, it's my child. It's my child. Don't kick the horn. And he just looked at it and said, you better behave. And he went off. But after that, he told me he had all these symptoms. When he started to think, his limb quivering, his mouth become dry up. He couldn't talk. No, he was babbling, right? The whole body trembling, then his skin is burning, right? He really thought that he's going to get whacking from that flood, right? So these are the normal things. So this is what Arjuna is going through. But now Arjuna is going through this in a very severe situation. Okay. So what is Arjuna's reason for not fighting? Right? Text 28 to 30. What he says? Compassion for friends and relatives. Right? He said, how can I kill my friends and relatives? He having compassion. So who can have compassion? All right. A person who is superior can have compassion towards the person who are inferior. All right. Say like I am here. When I see the beggar, I can have compassion towards the beggar. I say, oh, the beggar is so pity. So I'm superior, is inferior, I can think. So why, what we can understand from this? Compassion. So compassion for friends and relatives means Arjuna is not a first-time fighter. He's a veteran fighter. Okay. He's a veteran soldier. He have fought many wars and he was very famous for being a great warrior. In Bhagavad Gita, as we go on, we study that Arjuna will be also called as Dhananjaya. Dhanan means wealth. Jaya means victory. Okay, he is victory over wealth, because in any country he going to conquer. What the first thing they'll do? They'll take their wealth, right or not? When the British came to India, they took the Kohinoor. They took all the gold and everything. That's the first thing they'll do. That is happened. So he's called. So that means he started to have compassion. Because these people are there standing to fight. They will never, the only thing can stop them from fighting is death. They'll fight to their last breath. They will never give up. So he started to have compassion. Oh my God, these fellows all friends and relatives. All their friends and relatives. Then after that, he says 31, 35. No enjoyment even if victorious. Right? So that means what? No enjoyment means if I win, what am I supposed to enjoy? Say you want to celebrate your birthday. You cannot celebrate your birthday by yourself, right? You cannot take the cake, happy birthday to me, just cut and eat yourself. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to have your family, friends, relatives all to come and sing with you, cheer with you, right? Even for a wedding, you cannot just marry yourself. You need people around you to celebrate. So now he's telling all the kinsmen, all my relative, all my friends, all the kinsmen are standing right in front of that, preparing to fight. So if I earn the kingdom, what is that to enjoy? I don't have my kinsman with me. How am I supposed to enjoy? So there's no enjoyment even if I'm victorious. 31 to 35, verse 31, 35. Then, fear of sinful reaction, 36, 38. All right. What is the sinful reaction is seeing? See, all the friends, they are so close until their wife know Arjuna very well. Imagine killing them. Suddenly, when you go and meet their wife, and the wife says, oh, you have been such a good friend to my husband, and you eventually kill him. I curse you to become this. So you start to have that kind of sinful reaction. Killing all my kinsmen, then getting cursed by them. Number 4, destruction in family tradition. So destruction in family tradition, 39 to 43. So that means Krishna and Arjuna will be arguing, right? If there's a what they call, if I kill all the men, what will happen to their wife? All right, when there's no men and this thing, and how the children going to be brought up as another Kshatriya, right? How are they going to bring up? So it's going to create Varna Shankara, unwanted children, unwanted population. All the boys, all the descendants will become not properly guided. Okay, so he says destruction of family tradition, 39-43. And of course, number 5, he couldn't make a decision. All right, so this is the SESD, is an acronym for 5 reasons. So in 2.6, in chapter 2, he couldn't make a decision. So that's the thing. Okay. So this is the thing. So now, so this is the reason. So this is the summary of this chapter 1. But I would like to also explain to you about this thing called Kurukshetra, or the battlefield of Kurukshetra. What is the reason they specifically choose Kurukshetra? What is the reason? Because see, in those days, when they want to set their fight or war, they have to ensure they choose the right place. It's supposed to be win-win situation. So the battlefield of Kurukshetra, there's advantage. Number one, if you win the battle, you get the kingdom. If you lose the battle and get killed in Kurukshetra, you go to heavenly kingdom. So you win, you get the kingdom. You lose, you go to heaven. So for that reason, they choose the Kurukshetra. And Kurukshetra is a place which is so auspicious. And that's why that makes that, what they call? Dhritarashtra. Okay. The father become very worried about the place. Okay. So that's the thing. Now we have understood the reason for him not to fight. Then, and of course, there's a reason for not fighting is because of compassion, no enjoyment, fear of sin, destruction, and indecision. All right. So that's a quick recall today on this chapter 1. So we also have this program called the Gita program. If those who don't have a Bhagavad Gita, you can purchase one set of Bhagavad Gita and one set of bead bag, Japamala. So what is that big bag? We also will discuss as we go on in Bhagavad Gita class. So both are valued at 50 ringgit, including shipping charge. Okay, the outside selling price, this is very expensive. All right, this bead bag and Japamala is wild stock class. Okay, so the bead bag and Japamala is around 20 ringgit, and this is around 40 ringgit, 60 ringgit plus. But of course, we have subsidized. There's a lot of donors who have came forward to donate. We subsidize the shipping fees and also the thing. All in for only 50 ringgit. You can own a set. If you don't, any one of you don't have a Bhagavad Gita with you, I think you should get one set for yourself. Okay. So with that, we end the session here. So we open for questions. Is there any questions, any comment? So you all got a rough idea? Yes, Angel?
Hi, Prabhu. I understand the class, but the last thing that you said was about the Kurukshetra. You said that the person that wins will go to heaven, is it?
Yes, yes.
And the losers go to hell.
What is it? The loser go to hell? No. See, it is like this. It is like this. If you win the battle, you get the kingdom. You get the Kaurava dynasty. Okay. If those people get killed in that war, they'll go to heaven. No one goes to hell.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. So it means the people that die.
That's why they choose that place.
Okay, I understand. So the winner actually rules the kingdom.
Yes.
Understand.
So that's why they tactfully choose that place, the place that they fight. Like now, the modern warfare, all go and hide behind women and children. They have to bomb the entire town to kill the terrorists, right? Those days are not like that. They fight outside. They don't fight in the town. Yes, Angel, anything?
Earlier about the Pandu and the elder brother story, there was the grandfather that ordered the elder brother to take over the kingdom for a short period. What was the grandfather's name?
Bhishma. That's Bhishma.
Bhishma Dev.
Bhishma Dev, yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
I got
Prabhu. Yes, Dr. Emma, yes.
Yes, Dr. Prabhu, today happens, today morning happens. Yesterday, my husband went for a drink, went for alcohol drink. Many times I told him, I advised him not to drink. He's not listening. And yesterday night, a big fight happens between me and my husband. If I'm keeping quiet, he's trying to find fault on me and he's trying to bully me, saying that he didn't go drink, so on like that. So today morning, when he go to work, he blasts me again. He said, don't interfere in my personal life. I don't understand why he mentioned that personal life. So how to control my feelings towards him, Prabhu? I also very angry with him, Prabhu. I don't understand why he says that my personal life.
Okay. That's the thing, Mataji. Say, like, for instance, when you look at this, this is called Kali Yuga, and this is what is quite common here. But your answer will be answered by when we finish this Bhagavad Gita, the session.
Sure.
So all that anxieties and all the pains and all the sufferings that you are going through, there's a solution to that. And you are very fortunate that you are somewhere or other ended up here. And
Yes.
I promise you this, because I've done this before so many times. You're not the first one, but so many times that
Okay.
people going through this kind of anxiety and stress, by the end of that, by not even end, maybe by another 6, 7, 8 chapters from here, they start to
Okay.
have a huge transformation in their life. And you know what, Mataji, you can even change or whatever, bring your husband to a very favorable situation, that you may
Okay.
have a happy and peaceful life. It's possible.
Okay. Okay.
Stay
Sure,
with us,
Prabhu.
Mataji. But
Yes.
because
Yes.
your question will be answered in chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3, yes, chapter 3. Yeah, somewhere in chapter 3, your questions will be answered. Because if I were to answer that, because it takes a huge process, I have to say from this thing. But in
Yeah.
chapter
Yeah.
3, your this thing will be this thing. And do not worry about whatever your husband is going through or your way of life.
Okay.
If
It's
if
not very
Krishna,
good terms. It's not very good terms with me. But the moment when I ask him, he's lying to me that I didn't take alcohol. But I saw him taking alcohol yesterday. I said it's
okay,
not good, I'm giving him some preaching some more. And he knows that I'm a Krishna devotee. I said, you just keep away all this. I don't want to see.
okay,
You know? He's blasting me like a hell, Prabhu, yesterday.
yeah. No worries, Mataji. Do you have a Bhagavad Gita with you?
Yes, I have.
All right. So the only remedy is, are you practicing medicine in are you a doctor by a medical doctor?
Yeah, I'm a psychology and sociology doctor.
Okay. Do you have a clinic?
No. I'm working for hospital.
Hospital. So what do you
Yeah.
do? Carry your Bhagavad Gita wherever you go.
Okay.
Keep the Bhagavad Gita in your hand. Keep it in your
Okay.
handbag and go wherever you go. And
Okay.
you start to worship Bhagavad Gita. How to worship Bhagavad Gita? By reading it. And you will never believe your situation. Maybe you can mark your day today. Today is 18th November. And just
Yes.
see how your life is going to transform. Just
Okay.
leave it to
Chanting,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Sorry?
Chanting can do.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Chanting and whatever you think you do, but to understand the Gita, you will be amazed. Even for
Okay.
your as a sociologist and also that psychologist, this Bhagavad Gita also going to help you a lot.
Okay. Sure, Prabhu. Sure, Prabhu. Thanks.
You are in the right place. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank
You
you.
inspired me actually.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other questions? Huawei Nova Y70. May I know who you are? Huawei Nova Y70. If I know you, next time I can help you to change your name. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other questions? iPad. Who's iPad? Huh? iPad. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
It's me, Nishanti Mataji.
Nishanti.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Nishanti.
THI.
THI. All right.
Yeah,
Okay, next.
correct. I'll change the name, Prabhu.
Okay, sure. Where you're from, Nishanti?
From Malaysia, JB.
Oh, Johor. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Johor, correct.
Okay. All right. There's no questions. Okay. All right. So we finished early today. So we're going to continue tomorrow at same time, 9 o'clock. Please join us on time. So as I say that we're going to start with showing our gratitude to our spiritual master and all the whole preceptors. And tomorrow chapter is going to be a long chapter. Usually we have 2 sessions. Okay, we break into 2 sessions, but I managed to synchronize into 1. That's why I'm taking 2 hours, right? And it's going to be a fantastic session. All right, chapter 2 is going to be the summary of Bhagavad Gita. The entire Bhagavad Gita is summarized in chapter 2, and all the questions, that discussion will be further explained in the next 16 chapters. Till then, have a wonderful day. Panchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyacha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Good morning and have a beautiful day.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Go Ranga.